Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Detective Comics number 359. This issue was originally put out in 1966. I have the Facsimile edition from 2020. It is printed on newsprint with a nice quality cover, and it does reprint the entire issue including the original ads. Now this was on the newsstand for $4, and I thought, I've never read the first appearance of Batgirl, why not? So here we are. This issue was written by Gardner, art by Carmine Infantino and Sid Greene, cover by Carmine Infantino and Murphy Anderson. There's also a backup story written by Gardner, art by Murphy Anderson, about the elongated man. So Batgirl is on her way to a masquerade ball when she accidentally comes across Bruce Wayne being attacked by Moth Men, who are from Killer Moth's gang. She does have a brown belt in judo, so she's able to fight them off, but ends up getting herself stuck. Thankfully, Batman comes to the rescue because Bruce Wayne had time to go change thanks to her distraction. And it turns out that Killer Moth has been extorting money out of local rich people. And Batman and Robin quickly figure this out and devise a plan. But Batgirl kind of blows the operation they're running, but it doesn't stop them from subduing the Moth Men. Unfortunately, Killer Moth got away in his Mothmobile, and Batman and Robin give pursuit, but they get stuck in a ridiculous trap, and Batgirl has to give them a hand. Now, over in the Elongated Man story, Elongated Man Ralph Dibny and his wife Sue are on their way to a masquerade ball, but the taxi they hail down makes them sleepy for some reason, and about an hour's gone by from when they got in to when they arrived, and Ralph figures out that the taxi is not the one they got in, it's a different taxi. That leads him to a bizarre discovery where somebody's been knocking out diplomats and then taking pictures of their secret papers and then taking them on their way and selling the secrets, and it's completely ludicrous. Overall, the primary story is okay. It's definitely aimed at a younger audience, elementary school age to middle school. The art's not bad, but it is a very hyper simplistic storyline with a lot of very over-the-top elements that really don't always make sense. The Elongated Man story was actually a lot weaker because it was just as over-the-top, if not more so, and even more ludicrous. There was a really cool little thing in here where they talk about famous people and the things they had to overcome. It was like a little public service announcement, and it was pretty neat. It even had Wilma Rudolph in it. I don't know, the issue itself really just wasn't for me. I think it was aimed at a much younger audience, and for like an elementary to middle school grade, I think it'd be fine, but it comes off as very dated and very of its time, especially the way they speak, and some of what they say would probably be considered sexist, but I didn't hate it. It was better written than a lot of stuff now, but it definitely was a product of its time, and not everybody's going to enjoy that. The idioms and the cultural references are very dated, and the story is pretty weird and silly, but Killer Moth was kind of cool. Overall though, I would recommend it. If you haven't read the first appearance of Batgirl, I would say it probably needs to be updated a little bit, but the general premise of the story is not bad. It's just aimed at a much younger audience. So if you know a younger person that's looking to get into Batman comics, this would be fine for them. It's got two stories. They're both fairly long. There's a lot more here than you'd get in an average comic book too, and this is safe for younger readers. So I think that would be the biggest selling point there, is that it is accessible to younger readers and would feed nostalgia for older readers. It is just a little dated. The cover is, however, the weakest part because it's boring. There's no real dynamics to it. It's just kind of boring. So I was really disappointed with the cover, but overall I wasn't upset with my purchase. It just isn't really something for me. The value is there. It's got a lot of story, and it's a good story for the target age demographic, but that's just not me. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.